It's OP Koa bringing you some Smoker gameplay. Black is the most fun color out there. Just kidding, but it's broken and very powerful, so we like that. Anyways, let's get into some gameplay. Alright, here we go. Game 1 against Doflamingo. Let's check it out. Okay, we're on Smoker. You already know that. And we're basically looking for brand new or Sengoku in our starting hand. They start off with Sengoku Buggy. They do double one drop, so that leads me to believe they do have a Law. But we're gonna Brook, try and get one of these off the board. And then we've got Rebecca, so it feels good to counter out here. I do go with the Borsalino, I don't want to waste power. They go Jinbei Weevil, so they're off to a very strong start. I do have this Rebecca, we can get back some stuff, or we can, develop bodies like Tashigi and try and remove cards from the board. What I do is, try and build a hand here using brand new Rebecca. And then we do go for the Isho. I think it was our only option though, so yeah, he's got a massive board. We're not in the best position. We do have this Brook on the board, so with cards like Tashigi, Leader Ability, we're going to be able to remove bodies. But he just lawed us. He put the Rebecca back in our hand, which honestly feels a little weird. I think maybe bouncing Brook is a little more relevant, but that's okay. I think here I would like to get bodies off the board, so my best option is probably playing this Tashigi, and then trying to control board with Leader Ability and swings, right? So we have 6 and a 5 because I could have done 7, but it doesn't really matter. Then we go 7, he 2Ks. So we got two 2Ks out of his hand, and we cleared one body. He's got 2 things he needs to swing into on board, which, as Doflamingo here, you might actually just want to go face because you have such a strong control of the board. Which maybe that's what he does. He doesn't, which I just think is a mistake. When you have such a commanding board presence, it's okay to go into face there, especially when Tashigi Brook is only removing one thing a turn. And you're getting a free body off of Leader Ability. In this case, I think he didn't use Leader Ability, so maybe he knew he was going to fail, but he just looked at top 5, so those cards must have gone to the bottom. Either way, though, we have Gecko on 8. We're going to Tsuru into Brook. Thankfully, he cleared the Brook, so we got to get value off Rebecca. If he didn't, though, we would have picked up a 2K, which would have made it harder to swing, so there's reasons to do either, right? Anyways, he's going to go after this Brook. I do think I block here just because now he's got to commit another card into Brook, and I'm okay with that. And yeah, he's got this huge board. I've got another Gecko, but we're not going to be able to clear more than 2 things here unless my swings go through. But yeah, we're going to go after this standing Weevil and then swing into this resting Weevil. Unfortunately, he has the 2K. He's down to 5 cards though. I have 2 life and I have plenty of counter in hand. So, yep, then we're going to go 6 into 5. He goes 1K. So now he's down to 3 cards, and we're going to Gecko again, which is huge. Rebecca, Tsuru, and to pick up a 2K because we already have a Brook in hand, and then play this Brook. Get the Weevil off the board. So our opponent swings 7, we're just going to counter out. And then I'm like, wait, it'd be good to see what I am gonna get off life before I counter out. So I maybe should have taken that first swing and then seen what happened. Either way, he was probably gonna go 7-7, but yeah, he goes 5. We should counter out of this. We're gonna drop this third gecko for sure. And we don't want to go to 0 against Dofi, right? Because we're afraid of Perfume Femur. Six and a 4. We're going to try and keep this Brook around. He ends up committing the Dofi to swing, which is great because we're about to drop Moria to bring all of that back. So we're getting max value still. He's got this blocker, so we're a little annoyed about that. And like, there's a world where you try and go, no, there's not. I was like, you could try and go face. Don't go face. You actually just never go face here, okay? Because you die if you do that. So don't go face. Anyways, we're gonna gecko Rebecca Suru, Rebecca to pick up the Brook to clear this Boa. Okay, so now he's got 2 attackers, and then we're going to be able to swing 7 into 5. So 2k, 1k, so he's going to have to go down to 1 card. He gave us 1k, 1k already, though, on a turn before, so it's safe to assume that he either drew a 2k or didn't. Yeah, crazy how we got to that conclusion. Anyways, he geckos into Jinpei Boa. He has a huge board already. And now he's going to swing 7 and cheat a body off of the top, potentially. Not the most ideal. And then he bounce laws me on top of that. So now I'm going to have to give him cards from my hand. But he bounces the Brook, which I think is just a mistake. But we draw the 4th gecko. But I don't think gecko is the way. And there's a world where you try to go for game, right? Because I can clear this Boa using Tashigi. He's got 3 cards, we know. Most of them aren't 2Ks. But that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go 9, see what happens. 9. Which I think if I was going to clear the law, I should have just done that first. And then gone 9-9. But he takes. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I really could go for game here. I decide not to. I'm just going to clear the law. Use Tashigi to clear another card. Swing 7. Which, see, I should have just let off with this. And then we're going to Rebecca pick up a 2K. And I'm feeling very safe. He's got 3 swings max. I have a blocker. And I've got a 2, 4, 5K counter in hand. So. Also, I definitely wasn't going for game there. I just forgot that Doflamingo, the 4K, is a blocker. So going for game was not an angle there unless I could remove both blockers. Swings 8 here. My best bet is actually to counter. So I sit there and I count Dawn, right? Because if he puts 4 Dawn under the Doflamingo blocker, that puts him up to 8, and then he puts 3 Dawn, the 3 Dawn left over, onto Doflamingo, and that's 8. So he can do 8 and 8 at most, which we can counter out of. So it's okay to just give him the blocker right now and encourage him to try and go for game. And we 2K, and that is going to be game. We're just going to swing 9. And there we go. That's Doflamingo. Let's look at this next game against a deck you don't see all that often. We're into Ace. And we've got a good hand, so we're going to keep it. basically a good hand includes the card brand new, and that is the only requirement. I think Sengoku is a close second, and then I'm playing into ace. I assume he's gonna make a large hand, so Isho is a good option, but I also am holding multiple bricks, so Sengoku is a great option because I haven't seen my Tashigis yet, my 5-cost ones. So, and then he makes this unorthodox line of dropping the 1-drop Makino, and so yeah, first things first, let's try and get this Makino off the board. He's thinking, so I'm like, okay, he's got an event, he's gonna counter out. He has an event, that's fine. It's kind of low priority for me to, especially when I have Brook. So I'm gonna Sengoku, dump the bricks, and then I'm gonna play a Brook and clear. So I clear his board. He's down to 5 cards. Well, it was 4, and then he drew for turn, and then I've got 6 cards, 4 life. We're not in the worst position. He Marcos my brand new. That is a-okay. Just checking to make sure I have a target for Rebecca if I choose to play out Rebecca there. I do, so we're good. I think a really interesting Rebecca play here is to Rebecca pick up the Hina, and then play Hina minus Marco, and then use Brook to finish off Marco. And I put 1 Dawn on Brook, 5, 1 Dawn on Smoker minus Marco, make him a 7k lead. That's actually probably way better than just playing Kuzan. Oh, wow. Yeah, this 3-cost Hina is very strong, and it allows you to do some lines you wouldn't think about. I'm literally just now noticing the Hina play to get rid of this Marco because we kept a Brook on board. But yep, so he does this double attack thing with Flame Emperor, which is fine. We'll go to 2. I'll counter out of the Marco swing, and he pops my Kuzan. I'm like in a weird position where I'm like, I can't Isho him. He's only got 5 cards in hand. I have this Brook, but I can't really clear anything with it. So what do I do here? So I do elect to go this Brook route, and then we're gonna Rebecca and develop a body. I would like, it's too bad I don't have a brand new in hand, because Rebecca and the brand new would have been huge to try and develop stuff. He Fire Fists my Brook, a little unfortunate, but we're gonna pick up a 2k off Rebecca for sure. Our hand's looking quite bricky. I'd love to clear this Sengoku somehow. You go silvers, clearing a body. I can 2k out of this one. I don't. I do hit the Sengoku here, which is pretty nice. So I can use that, but I don't. Okay, so this turn's interesting. So he's at 5 cards still. If I hit him and he takes it, he goes to 6 and I can Isho him. And developing Isho would be really strong. We have 10 Dawn, so we can give 1 to Smoker. He takes it, and I just Isho him. I rip 2 ace out of his hand, which is huge. I'm a lot less threatened. And then I get to dump 2 bricks using Sengoku. Sengoku is very much a game changer for this deck because black has so many counterless cards. Not being able to filter through them is really rough, so Sengoku really helps. If I kept the Ice Age though, I could have Tashigi'd and removed the silvers. I didn't, so we're just gonna go for a standard like Gecko Moria play, use brand new to try and get us a 2k counter, and then Rebecca into Brook or Rebecca into 2k counter. So we're gonna feel very safe, and then we can go ahead and go, we can actually go 8 at silvers, but we don't want to do that. He's really low, so we're putting him in game range, and we've got a good amount of counter in hand. Okay, so he aces. He's gonna get rid of brand new with Otama, which is almost doing me a favor if I had another gecko, which I do. So you know, 6, we counter out. 7, I can take this one and then counter out of relays. I can block. Either way, take. And yeah, I think we just try to go for game. And here we go 11. If he has that 2-cost event in hand, this actually doesn't work going for game. So we lose on the crackback. So this was not the safest play. But he's also playing red. A lot of cards that have brick on them, events, or that are bricks. So he takes that one, and then we're going to load up for 13. Again, if he has the 2-cost event, we go down to 9. That leaves him with 4 cards in hand. That's 2, 4, or 5, 7, 9. So he needs 2 2Ks and a 1K out of his 4 cards. He doesn't end up having it. He did have that event though, but he had 3 bricks in hand, so it wasn't going to happen. So 1 more 2K. Actually, 2 more counter cards, or if all of the cards were counter, he gets out of that. Anyways, it wasn't the safest play, but it worked out. And then let's take a look last game into Bonney. Okay, Bonney, I mean, I feel like any black deck should steamroll Bonney. No offense to the Bonney players. It just feels bad playing Bonney into black. So as long as black is relevant, you won't catch me on Bonney. Especially, you know. Or you're gonna have to play a very teched version that's just weird and not good against other stuff. So anyways, yeah, your only hope, as most people say, is like 10 drop Dofi chaining. So you have to have back to back to back to back Dofis, like all 4 of them, to be honest. And like this matchup's a lot more fair, Smoker compared to like Lucci, where I'm not as good at removing board, but I just get good value compared to like. Also here, I think it's better to put a Don on Smoker and not risk him swinging into Brook. That way I would have kept the Brook around. But nonetheless, we are going to Isho him down to 4 cards, 3 life. And this is not a good spot to be in as Bonney. He's going to go ahead and play Cavendish, swing 9. And then 8. And I'm like, okay, take. Is this a telegraphed 10-drop Doflamingo play? It feels like it. Either way, though, I got to remove board. So 9 into 7, 2K, 1K. Or 0-cost event. He has 0-cost event, 2 cards in hand. Really want to get this Basil off the board. But it's not the end of the world if we can't. Because I do have Sengoku to get rid of 2 of these bricks, which is fantastic. And I can follow this up with a Gecko. I don't think I have a Rebecca in the bin, though. So that's a little bit of a problem. Either way, we're going to go 9 into 7. Tashigi to remove Cavendish. And then Sengoku again, dumping more bricks. So our hand is starting to look like all counter and Gecko Morias, which we can live with as black. Here it's like no choice, just like swing Tashigi. Yep. And then play like make a Rebecca play or make a Gecko play. And hopefully those are the same thing. Okay, we don't have a Rebecca, but we have Borsalino at least. And then I get greedy, and I'm going to get this brand new to get me a 2K counter. Hopefully it does. So my hand is loaded. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2Ks. I don't really see myself dying. Clearly does not have another Dofi. He's going to try and get rid of this Isho. It's not going to happen. He's going to try again. It's still not going to happen. And this game is looking pretty locked up for me. So here we go. 9 takes. And then we're loading it all up on Smoker. And yeah, that's the game. Let's look at that last hand. There's not much else he could have done. He had the Hody, which was a brick, and, you know, 1 or 2 2Ks. I'm not sure what X Drake is. But yeah, good games to my opponents. And yeah, let's jump into the deck. All right, and we're back with the deck. Smoker V3. We've done a couple iterations on this deck. This has been the most consistent one so far. It's very close to another list, an OP09 list that won in Japan. We're like 1 card off. But either way, let's jump into it. 3 Brook. You know, we want to be at 4, but having Navy cards is just better in this deck. Especially because we have so much that's searchable and Sengoku discards them, so it's really good. 4 T-Bone, we're on 12 2Ks, so we gotta be on T-Bone. 3 Kuzan. Kuzan's ideal 4 Dawn play. Yeah, must remove for a lot of decks, so Kuzan is an MVP. I'd love to be at 4, it's just space is tight. 4 Suru, again, for that 2K counter, we don't want to die. 2 Borsalino. This card is just fantastic. Really hard for people to deal with, so Borsalino's strong. 2 Isho. This card's so oppressive because it's like not even hard to have 6 cards in your hand in this game. So if you're ever making it to your 8 Dawn and they're still on 6 cards, you're going to rip 2, and then this is a must answer card. Sometimes you rip their answers out of their hand. So yeah, Isho's fantastic. 4 brand new, our searcher. 4 Rebecca. This is to go with Gecko for our, you know, infinite value right here between Rebecca and Gecko. Rebecca. We're on 2 Jack. Jack with Smoker leader ability is just going to remove a 4 cost body. And yes, the deck that everybody's worried about is Doflamingo, so we want to be able to remove our 4 costs. Tashigi, another 2K, but it's a 2K that we end up playing a lot. Same with Suru and T-Bone, because they just all have so much utility, but giving -2 cost is really important. It's going to help you remove those 4 cost bodies. We're on 3 Hina. -4 is huge. On a body means you can play it off Rebecca, and it just leads to some creative plays. I could see coming down to 2 of this, but it's really strong. And like, you'd play an Ice Age, maybe you'd play the 4th Kuzan. I don't know, but you want to see this card. It's very strong, and it's okay to just play it on turn 3 and have a 5K body, and then maybe get some, you know, benefit from Smoker. Maybe I said turn 3. I meant 3 Dawn. Sengoku is an ideal starter with brand new as well. Just filtering out these bricks like Kuzan, Hina, and Ice Age, because you need them in specific scenarios, as well as Isho. Like when you find Isho late, you can dump them off using Sengoku. 4 Tashigi, MVP, All-Star, best card in the deck. Must find every Tashigi every game. Just kidding, but you do want to see Tashigi on curve. And later, it's just a fantastic card. It's going to help you in games. Also, did anybody notice her hands look massive? What is going on there? Anyways, and then 3 Ice Age. Just MVP black card. Yeah, but this is my Smoker list. It's very similar to other lists out there. But yeah, if you enjoyed and you made it to the end of the video, hit me with a subscribe, a like, comment, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace.